Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well and welcome to another video. Look at that sky. The sun is just about rising. Look at it, looks like something's on fire, but I can assure you that's the sky over there in the east. Okay, so if I find that this video starts feeding into the drama and becomes negative and just isn't appropriate for this channel, then I'll unlist it later. But I'm going to say my piece because the world seems to have lost its mind about Ziggy's puppy. So Ziggy is the YouTuber who's taken a lot of flack this week for posting photos of bones, which were deer bones, after a discussion with the Wells neighbour Fred Hill, who I believe made video about this last week. I believe hoaxed her, knew full well that these were deer bones. Ziggy knows she made a mistake and people should let that drop. Anyway, the new thing about Ziggy is that she got one of the Wells puppies. So the Wells have given up most of the dogs that were on the property. There must have been like 20 dogs. They've given up most of them to the pound, to the Humane Society. They've got 4 or 5 dogs now, but they do have one dog that they're calling Yucky. I'm not convinced that dog is Yucky, but anyway, who has a litter of puppies. Some people are saying that this puppy is only 2 to 3 weeks old and far too young to leave her mother. And that's absolutely true. And everything I'm going to say moving forward in this video is prefaced by it is absolutely wrong to take a pup away from its mother before the age of 8 weeks. 8 weeks at the very, very minimum. So it was wrong of the Wells to give a puppy away before 8 weeks. And it was wrong of Ziggy to accept the puppy. But with all that said, let me continue. I've seen a short video that Ziggy put on her channel of the puppy at the vet's, and I concur with what the vet said, that this puppy looks closer to 5 weeks, even 6 weeks, than 2 to 3 weeks. I concur with that. I would put the pup at 5 weeks. 4 weeks at a push, definitely closer to 5 weeks though. Still far too young to leave her mother. But let me tell you a little bit about puppies. I've had a lot of puppies in my time. And I've also taken a puppy from someone who was, I'm not going to go into too much detail about this because the person I'm talking about is local and I'm going to keep this really brief. But 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago, nearly 16 years ago now, a woman was giving away puppies and I knew full well that they were younger than 8 weeks. But I knew I could give one of those puppies, I think there were 6 puppies in total, a good life. She was giving them away anyway, and I wanted to take one of those puppies, and I did. We also took a kitten from her. She had kittens and puppies. She was letting her animals breed, just breed and breed. We also took a kitten who was way too young. I think she was probably only about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The puppy I would have put at 4 or 5 weeks. Anyway, about the same age, I would imagine, as Ziggy's puppy. Now, both the pup, Poppy, and the kitten, Tasha, grew up to be fine, upstanding creatures. Poppy died in June at the age of 15. Tasha, the cat, is still alive. She's almost 16. She runs about like she was a kitten. She has so much energy. She doesn't even look old. She hasn't had a day of illness in her life. So them leaving their mother too young had no adverse physical effects. Now, bear in mind that the kitten, Tasha, she was very, very difficult. Like, she wasn't eating properly. She was very, very difficult. I was hand feeding her. Poppy, however, just being that little bit older, she was already weaned. But she always, in her 15 years, she always had some, I'd say, minor psychological issues. And this is the problem. This is the problem with taking a puppy at the age of 4 or 5 weeks. Weaned, but still too young to leave their mother, because in those vital few weeks from the time that they wean themselves off their mother's milk, which is about the age of 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the puppy, they start socialising. They spend a lot more time out of the nest, and they have those vital first few weeks socialising with their siblings, learning right from wrong. Their mother, if she's a good mother, will be disciplining them appropriately, and they learn a lot. They learn a lot about how to be a dog, about how to be a respectable citizen as a dog, and they grow a lot psychologically. A pup that leaves his or her mother before they have that socialisation time, that's what they're missing. It's very important that Ziggy realises this. Poppy, she didn't really know she was a dog. I mean, so much so that at the age of, 6, 7 months, I actually got another dog so that Poppy could socialise safely around other dogs, and she did. But I spent a lot of time with Poppy, socialising her, and even so, throughout her entire life, I was convinced that she thought herself more as a cat than a dog. She got on so well with cats. She would prefer to play with cats than other dogs, because in that little time that she had in her birth home, she was socialising with kittens who do leave the nest a little bit earlier than puppies do. So what I'm saying here, and I know this is nothing to do with true crime, and like I said, I'll probably unlist this video later if it creates more problems than I'm trying to allay some fears. That's what I'm trying to do in this video. So as long as Ziggy feeds the pup the appropriate food, supplements that food as needed, gets that puppy on a good worming regime, and has a hell of a lot of patience, that puppy is going to be absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. She's going to have to be very patient in socialisation. She's going to have to spend a lot of time with socialisation. She's going to have to take the role of the mama dog in doing that. The pup might still have issues with other dogs when she's old enough to go out and about and meet other dogs, but it is possible to socialise a dog and do the very best for that dog, even if they've been born in and taken away from the mother in less than ideal circumstances. Another thing is that she's going to take a lot longer to house train than a puppy who leaves his or her mother at 8 weeks. I mean, honestly, I prefer to see puppies leave their mother closer to 10 weeks, honestly. But I know that it's kind of the accepted metric is 8 weeks. But I think they learn so much. And they're a lot easier to house train when they leave their mother a little bit older. And Ziggy is going to have a lot of time house training. That puppy will not house train for several weeks yet. So hopefully Ziggy has a private space, like a yard, where she can introduce the great outdoors in a safe space, where the puppy isn't at threat of things like parvo. Hopefully that puppy, when she's old enough, gets her shots, etc., etc., right? So as long as Ziggy's got a place where she can get that puppy used to outside sounds and smells and introduce house training slowly, she's going to be absolutely fine. She is. But it takes patience. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience to bring up any puppy. They're a lot of work. They are a lot of work. And a puppy that young is even more work. But I don't know why there's so many channels losing their mind over this. I know that they mean well. They're concerned about the puppy. I was concerned about the puppy when I heard about this yesterday. I was incredibly concerned about the puppy. I was angry with the Wells. I was annoyed with Ziggy. But having seen that video, I think, no, come on, she's a little bit older than what people are saying. And the vet's okay with her. She's in good health at the moment. And like I said, as long as Ziggy is patient and does the right thing by this pup, then she is going to be absolutely fine. Should the Wells be giving away puppies? No. There is a positive side to this. Look, what is going to happen to those puppies when they're old enough to leave their mother? Are they just going to become more of those outside dogs that the Wells have had? Are they going to end up in the pound? You know, yes, they'll easily get homes from a pound, like people want to rescue puppies. Did Ziggy get this puppy because she's one of Summer's dogs? Yes, probably. But come on, guys, let's concentrate. Having spent 13 minutes as I'm recording this before editing, as I spend the time talking about this, I think it's important to cover the puppy, cover the topic of the puppy, but I don't make a habit of making these kind of videos. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna roll my eyes, I'm gonna sigh, I'm just gonna say this, that I think the community that is covering Summer Wells has completely lost its way. It's become drama, it's become hate, and people have lost sight of what is really important, and that is finding Summer Wells, finding out what happened to Summer Wells, raising awareness for Summer Wells, raising awareness for other missing children on the back of the Summer Wells case. Come on, guys, let's focus. And I'm going to leave it at that. So it's goodbye from Miss Tillington and Miss Cassie Springer, who both left their mothers. How old were you? 9 weeks. 9 weeks. And she was nearly 11 weeks. So yeah, bye.